Hello everybody, I'm Raya, and this is Raya Reads. Welcome back to my channel. I'm getting Sunrise and the Reaping tonight. I'm getting it at midnight. I'm not putting it down. I am getting it tonight, but I realized I have not made any kind of prediction video or anything. I will vlog myself reading it. So if you want to see that, make sure you subscribe to the channel so you can get notified when it's posted. But with that being said, I'm so excited for this book and I wanted to share why. So, 50th Hunger Games, Haymitch's Games, and we are gonna get more insight on Haymitch's story. So what do we know about Haymitch already? We know that Haymitch is from District 12. He's from the Seam, and we know that he is one of 4 kids that gets picked for the Quell, and whatever he does in the games causes his mom, brother, and girlfriend to get killed. And then on, he has to mentor the boy and girl tribute from District 2 up until the 75th Hunger Games. Around that time is when he gets into the rebellion, and then when the Hunger Games follows and Pandemic follows, we know that he raises geese. Obviously, this is a Hunger Games book and focusing on the Hunger Games. The 50th Hunger Games is a quarter quell, and twice the number of tributes are reaped. I know that Haymitch is obviously not excited to be there, but during his interview, the interviewer asks, "What do you think about the Hunger Games having twice the amount of tributes?" And Haymitch responds, "I don't see the difference. It's going to be about as 100% as stupid as usual." When he's in the arena, everything looks cool and beautiful. It turns out everything is poisonous, and there's a pack of vicious squirrels. This girl gets killed by these birds, and we know that Haymitch teams up with Maisily Donner, the original owner of the Mockingjay pin, and they have an alliance, and then they have to separate, and she dies. We know that he's interested in the force field for some reason. He's interested to see what the ends of the arena are when he's facing off against the final tribute. I'm pretty sure the final tribute is from District 1 or 2, so I'm pretty sure it's a career. She's losing an eye. He is holding his, I think it's his guts together, and he is able to use the force field to his advantage, and the girl throws the axe and it hits her back, and so he wins. But the Capitol's very mad at the way that he used the arena. They kill his mom, brother, and girlfriend. And what do we know about District 12? While we reread Catching Fire, and the thing that stood out to me, Haymitch and Mrs. Everdeen were talking after Gale got whipped. And they were like, "Oh, we used to bring these whippings to your mom's family all the time. And they say, it's happening again or something." Katniss is out of it. She doesn't understand, what it means by it's happening again. And here are my predictions, okay? After Haymitch wins, something happens, but the district is more strict and there's more whippings. It has to be a result of something he did, which, bro, every single time, District 12 Victor wins. When Lucy Gray won, I'm pretty sure they cut off music and the Hob and singing and enjoyment. When Haymitch won, I'm assuming it's gonna be more strict or something. When Katniss and Peeta won, they blew up District 12. So whenever Collins announced this, she was talking about propaganda and how she specifically has to ask herself if things are real or not real. So I definitely think this is going to play a part in the games. We know that Haymitch's games, he used the force field and he's not supposed to. I never understood why using the force field was such a big deal. It seemed like it's fair game, because if you use whatever is in the arena, that's fine. Because the District 3 tributes, I think, the techie ones, always do stuff within the arena. I'm pretty sure in the 10th Hunger Games they reprogram the drones. Some tribute in the 74th Hunger Games reprograms the platforms and to make a mine bomb thing, and as far as we know, they don't get punished for that other than just dying in the Hunger Games. So I don't understand why using the arena is such a big deal. So I feel there has to have been something else that he did that Katniss didn't see. Because what I'm describing to you is because Katniss and Peeta watch these in order to prepare for their quarter quell. We know what the outside world sees in Katniss's day. We don't know what actually happened, and so I definitely think that could have been a propaganda thing. The first excerpt we got is, I think, the first chapter. His birthday's on Reaping Day, which not only does he get reaped on his birthday twice, but he also has to mentor kids every year on his birthday. I don't want to read about this, but I want to know what we don't know. So his mom is a laundry person, Gale's mom, so that's another parallel. He's from the Seam, obviously. He does not think he's gonna get picked for the Hunger Games. It's very much like Katniss in the first chapter, where she's like, oh, like, you know, next week I'll do this, next week I'll do that, and he does not think he's gonna pick. The second excerpt is about him meeting his girlfriend, Lenore Dove, and I've seen the theory that Lenore Dove is part of the Covey, and I think that could be true. I think Collins names her characters so intentionally. First off, she's taking care of geese, which is what Haymitch does at the end of a Mockingjay, and he initially doesn't like the geese, and now at the end of Mockingjay we know that he likes the geese and at least feeds them, and I hate this, like, bro. Why? He's saying that my birthday happens every year, the reaping happens every year, like that's just what's gonna happen every year. And Lenore is like, no, you don't know that. Like, just because something happened in the past doesn't mean it's gonna happen in the future. They bring up sunrises, and they bring up like sunrises every day. Just because the sun rose yesterday doesn't mean the sun is gonna rise tomorrow. And I think this book is gonna be about cycles of oppression and how you process that. I'm gonna make some predictions or just kind of conversations about the timeline. We know we're gonna get the 50th Hunger Games. I assume that's gonna be the second, third, or I don't know, because when we have the Hunger Games in the book, even like in Mockingjay, like the last part, it's gonna be at least half of a section, so like 1/6 of the book. So, and I say that because we know the before, right? We got 2 excerpts of the before, and we know there's gonna be Hunger Games, and there has to be an aftermath of this, right? Because we meet Haymitch as a mentor, so we have to get some mentor, and we know that he remembers the names of all of the tributes that he's mentored. At the end of Mockingjay, he asks Katniss to write them down in her book. Guys, I can't do this. Sunrise of the Reaping to me represents like the end, right? When there is no more reaping anymore. But I feel like Collins wouldn't let us see after Mockingjay, you know what I mean? So I think it might end in like the 74th Hunger Games, where he like gets up on stage, right? And then we know his story from there. So that could work out too. For District 12 predictions, who do you think we're gonna see? I think we're gonna see some Covey people. Obviously, I think Lenore is part of the Covey. I think we're gonna get Katniss's mother too, because they mentioned the whippings, and Katniss's mother helped heal people with whippings. Maislie Donner was the original owner of the pin. I don't know if she brought it into the games or not. All we know about Maislie Donner is that she has a twin, and she also owns a canary that she gives to Katniss's mom. Mockingjay pin. We don't know like the origin of it, but whoever created the pin was a rebel, obviously, because they believed in the Mockingjay. But it's also like a gold pin, like that's hard to come by, especially in District 12. And then she owns a canary, which she gives to Mrs. Everdeen. And canaries are important in District 12 because they bring them to the coal mine, and when the canary stops singing, then they know that they're like in too deep or something. It's like a warning. Just like how they always say, like, it isn't over until the Mockingjay sings. It isn't over until the canary sings. I definitely think the canary is gonna play a part into this. And we already have like Mockingjays, Snow is a snake. We have this canary thing, and then we also have Haymitch's relationship with the geese. So lots of animals. I also want to shout out the theory that Maislie Donner's twin takes her place. They're twins. Like, I feel like there has to be a twist right there, because we know that Madge's mom is like bedridden, can't do anything, like sits in her bed all day. Why? Maybe it's because she feels guilty for letting her twin take her place. I'm trying to think of everything else I've seen online. I've seen stuff about like Haymitch's mentor, but I just read Ballad, and at the end it says that they don't involve like capital kids being the mentors anymore. So we know that's not gonna happen, probably. It feels unfair that District 12 doesn't get a mentor, but that also seems on brand. I've seen the theory that like the reason he acts like super drunk when he first meets Katniss in the Reaping is because he's trying to take the attention away from her. And I think that's very plausible. I guess we'll talk about the things that I don't want. I don't want any mention of Lucy Gray directly. Her fate is very much like the poem. We're not supposed to know what happened to her. I don't want a Katniss and Peeta appearance necessarily, and I just feel like that's something Collins wouldn't do, but you never know. I feel like with Snow's story, there's a plot twist. You know, you didn't expect him to mentor the District 12 girl, and you didn't expect him to be a peacekeeper, right? So what's Haymitch's plot twist? I'm scared I'm not gonna like this book. I didn't love Ballad the first time I read it, and this time I've come around. And this time everybody loves this. Like, I remember when Ballad came out and everybody was so mad about the fact that Snow was the protagonist, and this time we come to a consensus that we all love Haymitch. I love talking about the series, and I know I'm gonna love talking about Sunrise and the Reaping. So I will see you guys in the next video where I'm reading Sunrise and the Reaping. And also, another thing to note, I have been editing these videos, but my computer is dying. She doesn't know how to handle an hour-long vlog, and so I am putting these videos out after my Sunrise videos. I'm just letting you know that I also hate that it's out of order, but that is the way it's gonna be. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please comment below any last minute theories you have. Again, this is the home stretch. We're almost there, and make sure you subscribe for more content.